text, Jesus said, I thirst. And in the Greek, those who are said to thirst painfully and eagerly long to be refreshed, supported, and strengthened. But let me be clear today, it wasn't the Greek or the Hebrew that blessed me the most, but it was an explanation that can be found in English 101. You see, when you're thirsty, your brain knows that you're thirsty before your body does. So that means that even while Jesus was hanging on the cross, he still had enough consciousness in his brain to tell his body that he was thirsty. He still had enough consciousness in his brain, in spite of everything he went through. He still had enough of his mind to communicate to his mouth what he was in need of. And it's a miracle this afternoon because it was that same brain inside that same head that had the crown of thorns on it that still had enough to communicate that his body was thirsty. What's my point? He was beaten, but he still had enough of his mind. He experienced some torture, but he still had enough of his mind. He carried the cross on a bruised body, but he still had enough of his mind. He was hanging on a cross when he said, I thirst, but he still had enough of his mind. He had to pull himself up each time he wanted to breathe, but he still had enough of his mind. His shoulders were aching and his mouth was parched, but he still had enough of his mind. And after all that his enemies sought to take from him on that day, they still couldn't take his mind. They took his clothes, they gambled for them, but they still couldn't take his mind. They took his mobility away by nailing him on the cross, but they still couldn't take his mind. And this afternoon, I came to remind somebody that after all the stuff you went through, you still have enough that you can make it to Good Friday. I know you wrestled between this and between that, but I came to remind you that you still had enough of your mind. So in this season of COVID-19, I came to remind you, after the uncertainty, you still had enough because you're still here. After the unrest, you still had enough because you're still here. After the financial distress, you still have enough because you're still here. After the anxiety, you still have enough because you're still here. And I'm so glad today that Jesus doesn't only understand our wrestle, but he took on our fight. And yes, you had enough to make it right now. But while you're dealing with what you lost, I challenge you to hold on to what you still have. And this afternoon, I rebuke every spirit that will try to cause us to suffer in silence in this season. But open up your mouth and say, I thirst. Open up your mouth and ask someone for help. Open up your mouth and take it to the Lord in prayer. I think the hymn writer brings it home when he says, what a friend we have in Jesus, all our sins and griefs to bear, and what a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Have we trials and temptations? Is there any trouble anywhere? We should never be discouraged. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Can we find a friend so faithful who will all our sorrows share? Jesus knows every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. As I leave you with this, be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. But not only will he take care of you, but he will keep you in perfect peace as your mind is stayed